Anyway, I'm going to put it on Facebook Live too. So I have a Facebook page, Messages of Love from Beyond, and I have a YouTube channel, Messages of Love from Beyond. And this started for me about 7 years ago, and I started off seeing my first dead person. That was my dad, and that sort of introduced me to beyondness, I guess you'd call it, so that this everything that appears to be solid and real here, for me at that moment, was no longer, because my dad was dead for a long time and he was an 8-year-old child. So that kind of opened my mind up really largely to whatever was going to come next. So this has been a bit of a journey for me to here, a long journey to get to actually standing in front of people. So in the midst of that, so I guess since the beginning, I felt like this energy wanted to talk through my mouth, and I actually felt I'm going, like pull my jaw down. And that's kind of when that journey started. So messages started passing through me from somewhere else. They weren't my thoughts, because I don't have such huge thoughts in my small brain. I'm 60 years old. So I have 60 years of knowledge here, Wanda. So I started getting sort of larger notions and bigger ideas and knowings that I really couldn't have known about. So then somebody said, why don't you record them? Why don't you put them on YouTube? So I did that, and then they said, why don't you write them? Because not everybody likes to watch YouTube videos. So I'm like, okay, I'll do that. So I started writing them down. So I have these journals. I have a bag full of journals. And then they said, why don't you write it into a book? And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do that too. So I started typing the pages of each channeling down to 300 words to fit on a page. So when I got to 366, I'm like, oh, that's every day of the year. So that's how the book came about. So with the dates don't always coincide with the exact date on YouTube, but they coincide with the name. So in the book, say one's called Live Today. If you go on YouTube and look up Live Today, Lacey, then the matching video's there. So the energy that passes through me, I had someone ask if they wanted to be called something. So they said Aaron, and I'm like, that's weird. Okay, that's fine. So when I looked up Aaron, it's kind of funny. So this is the joke from the universe on me, I guess, is believe without seeing. And that was the brother of, just got his name, Moses. Moses' brother believed in Moses, even though he went off to be a king and something else. And the brother held this belief that he knew that he was connected to God somehow. So that's the Aaron name. So I'm like, oh, okay, fine. So we keep the Aaron name. So we have Aaron, and then I said, how are they going to know like who I am? Because I'm Wanda Lacey. So then we got the Aaron and my last name together. So that's why it's called Aaron Lacey. I'm not Aaron, I'm Wanda. But that's the name that they choose to simplify things, because they understand we're simple. So they make things small for us to understand. So anyway, that's how they come up with that name. So I've done lots of different channelings. I've done one-on-one and done groups. So what the real thing that I'm actually doing is proving to you, whoever's sitting here, that the universe listens to you. So that's their whole point of seeking out channelers everywhere. They say I'm not important. I'm just another one. But everyone asks questions out to the universe, sometimes unknowingly, sometimes knowingly. So whatever you asked, this is just your time for the universe to say, yeah, we heard you, and here it is. So this is actually whatever this group has decided is going to be what we're going to do here. So I just step aside and just watch over here. And usually they'll start off with something that kind of sounds like a little story, a lecture, maybe something like that. They're going to say some sort of thing, and then they'll open it to kind of converse. So you can talk, or they will question you, or you can question them, or whatever. And usually I stay in for trance for about 40 minutes or so. It seems to be between 30 and 45 or something like that. So we'll see what happens. So I'm just going to leave. This is still, we didn't even press record on yours. Let's press record. Okay, we'll start it now.
I'll start recording now. Sorry.
So this is gonna be, I'm kind of excited to see what you guys are up to. Like what, so now I'll know. So afterwards I have to say that I love everybody intimately because I get to mingle with your soul. So just say that right up. We're gonna mingle together and be one. Okay, oh, I don't need these. All right. These are good, okay. We wish for you to lean into your knowing of one another. This is your wording for now. Lean in. This is more energy that we are speaking of. So as you lean in, you'll notice how suddenly you cannot stand alone. That the leaning in, if you were to stand alone, you will fall to the earth. So the leaning in causes you to become one, to rely upon one another, to hold yourselves aloft. So this is important for you to lean in. Now, some here that don't wish to lean in exactly, others who are very excited to lean in. This is from your rugby sport. This is what we are referring to. You are not able to stand alone and move forward. So you lean in together, you become matted as one, and then you move forward like this. Now, why? What's the importance of this? Why would humans lean in instead of standing like soldiers, as if you are watching for the enemies? Now, if this were to be so, you are assuming there are enemies around you, you see. So those humans who must stand erect, careful of what deceit is coming their way, stand this way because they understand they are small beings who can easily be hurt or killed or removed, and they don't wish to be. So they are on high alert, these others. They are not exactly here. There's some of you that are a little bit like this. We don't mean it in any way. We just mean it to say you must notice who you are. Be aware of who you are. There's no good and no bad with it. Just stand and be whoever you are. So the ones who are standing like this are afraid of many things. Now, this serves a great purpose. You stay alive, of course, and you sort of can get them before they get you, which makes you this sort of paranoid individual. Now, there must be some of these standing here for those who are also leaning down in the ground. So there are those who stand up, that's absolutely fine. There are those who fall together, that's absolutely fine. So it's important to understand there's nothing wrong with anyone. There's nothing wrong with any beings. You're all just doing your thing. And it's a very short time you're here. You do your thing, get out. You say, oh, I should have done it different. Come back. Oh, I couldn't remember. I forgot. Go. Come back. And you go and you come back. I forget. I remember. I don't know. This is the nature of human evolution. You become energy, you become human. Energy, human, like this. So there's no big deal. That's important for you to understand. It's not really a big deal. You can't do anything wrong, can't do anything right. It's just your time here. So you're doing your time here. Now, there are those here who wish to become larger. They almost wish to be in the universe of love. This is the word we use for the place you are between your human lives. So it is an energetic place where you're at ease. No ego, no emotion. It's just your resting place. And we call that your home, or we call it the universe of love, because you don't know what that means. And we would prefer if you don't know what we're talking about some of the time, but just to feel the energy that is here. So sometimes we use words, blah, 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 and we are really exchanging energy and drawing your energy together as a group. So it's not just a speaker, blah, blah, blahing up here. It's not this at all. It's really an energetic exchange and reminding you that you all move as one when you decide to. There are many times when you don't decide to become one. You go off, as we have said, like the soldier guarding something. But when you choose to be one, you come together in these situations and say, for this short time, we will be one. We will remember that we are from the universe of love together, and that we have a sort of human garment on, but we also understand that we are more than this, that we are just energy, and when we're not here, we're together there, so we are one. So during this energetic exchange, it's also important to note this is an energetic exchange. It's not a lecture at all, but it is what you have drawn together and have brought forth to the universe, and then therefore through this voice of the human who stands here, allows your voices to come together, come through the universe, and come out like this. So these are not new words for you. These are your words. These are words you've all got. Put them all together in the pot and mix them all up into sentences, send it out, and comes through like this. So there's absolutely nothing new here. What we are pointing out is that you are one, your words go out, your words come through, your words go out, your words come through. You are not for a moment alone during your life experience. You are with, you move as a group, you share as a group, you grow as a group, you become small as a group. Everything is done as a group when you're here. When you're not here, you're just the soul until you get to your home. Then you're mingled back together. So this is important for this gathering to understand that you move as one. So that is what we have put forth for you. Is there something that you wish to speak of?
Erin, I'll go first. I don't really have a question. I guess I'm just very thankful to bring a group of us together, and wanted to understand if there might be a message.
You wish to heal your sadness with the others? Is this true to say?
Yes.
Yes. So as you are happy together, you are happy as one. As you are sad together, you are sad as one. But quickly it moves from sadness to joy. As long as it is verbalized, it passes through easily, such like water. If you are to build a dam, a structure like this that stops the emotion, it does not mean the emotion is not there. It just means you're not letting anyone else see it. You're just hiding behind the dam, you see. When this dam is destroyed, this water sadness is now able to mingle with the common experience. And this is where the healing occurs, you see. For the others have felt the same sadness, sort of as if they're losing their grip of the life they have created themselves. And some have not. But coming together with the sadness, the others who have been where you are able to raise you up, because they say, oh yes, I used to feel like that, but I don't feel like that this moment. So the healing occurs in the group in this way, you see. The sadness then is dispersed. So each human takes a little spoonful of it, and now you don't have a whole bucket of sadness, you just have one spoonful yourself, because the others have decided to take it. So as they eat your sadness, it sort of dissolves in here, and they get rid of it. It comes out whichever way, you know, how it passes through. And then you also, now all of a sudden, you also have to pass it through. And there you are, passed it through, and it is completed. Now there's not, it sounds sort of simple, and yet It's the holding on to the sadness. It's the repeating the story over and over that creates the sadness. The sadness itself passes very easily and quickly. It is the storyline, the story about it. You won't believe it. This has happened again. How could I be such a fool again? I knew it would happen. This sort of storylines holds the sadness there, instead of allowing it to flow down and passing it around spoonful by spoonful. The question is, why? Why would you want to do that? You see, why would you want, and we don't mean you exactly, we mean all beings, why would you choose to stay small? Why would you choose to stay in a story and in the sadness that creates grief within you here? Why? Why would anyone wish to do that? It's because you want to remember right now, I'm just a human being. Don't expect anything more of me. I'm only a human being. I can feel sad, I can feel small, whatever it is. Don't expect anything of me. Like knowing that I'm divine, knowing that I'm one with others, knowing that I'm an energetic being that passes energy through my fingertips and affects other beings. This is a large notion for you, and yet you have a knowing of this already. Some others have this notion as well of the energy passing through the fingertips. Now this means you're a god of sorts, an angel of being, an angel of light. You are something spectacular with the hands. Now, what we wish, try to follow this if you can. This is what you believe. I would be an angel to have this healing energy. So I will stay small in my sadness and my stories because I don't want to believe this, because that would make me different than the others. Turns out they're all like that. They're all grand beings. Those, we don't mean they, we mean you. You are all grand beings. You all do magical things. You all heal with your hands. Sometimes you forget that. You forget that, oh yes, that's my natural state. My natural state is to heal and to be huge, and to connect with others with their eyes. That's a natural state. It doesn't mean you're an angel or a princess or anything. It means you're just another average human being who has stumbled upon their truth before they pass. You stumbled upon the truth that you're an energetic being, and energy passes through you to heal others, and yet it's not you at all. You're only in the middle of it. Do you understand this conversation?
I do. Yeah.
So you're not special, and you're not rotten either. Neither. So as you come to believe this, you'll have less need to keep the stories going, because you're not really sad. We brought that word out because you would immediately clamp onto it. Say, I know this. I know what you're speaking of. You're not sad, you're not happy, you're not an angel, you're not a devil. You are just a human being having an experience on your earth as an energetic experience, as a spiritual being hidden in your form. So you're not wonderful, you're not awful, you're just another divine being having an experience here. What do you think of this?
Yeah, makes sense.
Are you able to say this? Say this. Say this. I am a divine being with the others.
I am a divine being with peers.
That's very easy, right? It doesn't mean you're excellent or awful. You're just another spiritual being caught up in your physical form. That's all. So that is as much attention as that conversation needs. Let us do namaste together. Namaste.
I have a question about my daughter.
Yes.
She's struggling quite a bit right now and has not reached out to me for a long time, and I'm just wondering if there's anything that I can do, if this is going to fix itself. It's really consuming me. So.
And you understand, as we have just spoken, that you are one with all beings, including those that are closest to you. You're even more one with them because you have for time spent soul time together within your frame. So you are connected in this way. That is just the way that is. When the soul comes from, we hesitate to use this word, when the energetic light beam chooses to become part of your life, it also chooses you, at least for that moment. It cannot see what the future holds, but at that moment, it desires you more than anything. So recall this. Recall this feeling of oneness with a great desire and love that was withheld within your frame. So for that moment, you are light beings making a conversation together. You call this?
Mm-hmm.
So this is where your love. This is the beginning and the end of the story, really. The love is here. So you are joined together as one. You continue as one. Any discord that you feel is making or is reminding you, trying to remind you that you have a small story. And your small story is, I don't get along with this other being. This is my story. Now try to follow this. This causes great grief within you and the other. This is not a cohesive, loving arrangement with yourself. You have decided to have this sort of discord within you. Again, we would say, why would a human being wish to have discord in its life when it remembers that it has had love energy within it, and the love energy is split into two, and the two that were one are now two? Why would a human choose to focus on this discord instead of this loving connection? Because you yourself don't wish, we answer this for you because it's difficult for you to bring these words forth, because you don't wish to feel vulnerable, you see. And if you're able to go to that place, beyond this place of feeling vulnerable, you are impenetrable, you are grand, you are humongous, you are everything. So you cannot be destroyed, you cannot be hurt when you are in touch with your loving, complete self. Do you understand what we mean here?
Yes.
So there is no discord. There's only a storyline that is made up, you see, to keep you separate from your grand loving self. And always recall that the two that were one have become two, but they will always be one. You are one always. When you are not here, when you are finished with your physical life here, you will be one again in love.
Thank you.
Let us do namaste together. Namaste.
Namaste. I have a question, Erin.
It's not a question at all, is it?
I was going to ask, am I on the right path, but
Oh.
I'm just going to ask.
Of course, because you see, that is what they all wish to ask, you see. You are the spokesperson. So this question, of course, is the answer as well. That's why we say it. It's not a question at all. It is, I am on the right path. I am moving forward in grace. I'm moving forward in love. And as I see light in front of me, I go towards it. I always go towards the light because I'm curious about what is underneath the light. And as I move towards the light, if I look behind me, as I do sometimes, I will see it's all dark now. So I can't go back that way at all. That life and that way of moving through the world is finished for me. So I must move forward towards the light, the next light, the next light. And it goes on and on like this, you see. So now there's only one path. It's the path of lightness. There is no other path now. There's only this. Once you begin following the light, you are mesmerized by it. You fall in love with it. It's bright, it's beautiful, it's all encompassing within you. You must follow the light. It's like delicious candy, okay? There it is, and you can You just about reach it and you can't quite get it, and there you are. You head towards it. You can't stop moving towards the light, or you will perish and move from this place. Because you are not able, and we don't just mean you as we say, you, we speak to the group. You cannot exist as your old self any longer. That one has passed. From this moment forward, there are new beings here. There's new energy here. So no longer is that available to you. Now you hear the truth, you remember the truth, you become the truth, you are the truth, you're the truth walking. So now you're walking in truth and light. And there's no way for you to turn around unless you finish your time here and move back home to the universe of love. And we mean this because it is the group that is gathered here has a certain energy found here that cannot be ignored. It was pulsing. It's so prevalent and so important for you at this moment that you had to find your way here with the others. You all found your way here. You're all walking in the light. Your other lives are finished. There's no half-truths any longer, because now that you have heard this, you are reminded, oh yes, I walk in truth and light. And now it has become a part of your very physical being now. Now it's immersed in you, this positive energy. And you cannot walk away from it. Do you understand this?
Yes.
There's no going back now. Only forward to the light. This is the funny part of this light. Sometimes you can't even see it way up there. You can only see it right here, where you're standing. And you can only just move just a little bit like this. All right, there's a little tiny bit of light, okay. And now more, little tiny bit of light. Sometimes it's like this, it's so small, the light. And yet you still move forward, you see? Because you can't standing here. Can't stand it. Would be the worst thing. Someone's poking your eyeball out. Just stand here in one place. Impossible. So even though the light is small, you still move forward in it. And then sometimes, of course, the light is blinding. So huge you have to run towards it, really. It's so bright and wondrous. Do you believe this to be so?
I do, yes. Very much
Yes.
so.
So this is not new information or anything. It's just putting the information, that's not the right word. It is bringing forth your own words for the group to know that you're all running to the light. So this is not, don't need to take notes or anything. It's not new information. It's just your energetic being coming out and mingling with the others and reminding everyone that they're running towards the light. So this is what you have brought forth to this gathering, that you know how to run to the light. If you need to know, ask me. Really, this is what you're saying. I know, I live this way. I go towards the light all of the time. But if you hinder, if you falter, come see me and I will encourage you to keep going. This is what you are. You're an encourager of others to run towards the light, just like you. You will stand behind them, of course. Go ahead, go to the light, go ahead, like this. So this is your role in this human form right now, is to encourage others just as you run to the light. So it's more. You are more than speaking of your own journey here. You're speaking of the journey of others. Do you understand this?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Let us do namaste. Namaste.
Namaste. I have a question. I've always loved a lot of people here and have wanted them to feel love. Why do I struggle so much with feeling love from another human being?
You are speaking of the other species, the other gender.
Just from anybody, period.
But it's particularly with the other, the other. We always call them species, but it's a sort of a funny thing to say. But they are different. So you have categorized them as different, because of what you have seen and lived. So we are referring. This is not our words. This is your experience. So you have seen them as us and them. They are slightly different. They look different. They talk different. They behave different. So you have created this sort of us and them. Do you understand this?
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda. We don't like that very much. You have, let's see, all of the time that you have lived from the small one up, you've said that's for boys, that's for girls. They're like this. This is just the way it is. The bathroom here, there's a bathroom there. Don't go in the same one. There's a class for boys, a class for girls. You understand? Boys sports here, girls sports here. You understand this? This is just the way. It's not just you. It's the entire world is set up this way to divide. All right, so you're sort of going with that one. All right, so now the world has just taught you this from when you were a very small one, and at the time when you were very little, you came to believe and accept everything that you heard, because that's the way of the small ones. They believe what they hear. They are sort of empty, void of information. So they look around. What's to be learned here? So this is what you learned. There's them and there's us. I don't go there, they don't come here. Now, the reason that we bring this part up is because somehow in your mind you have been more injured by them than us. So you've divided it in this way. So now your world, and when we always say this word you, but it's stupid because we mean all of you that are here. We mean really all of the universe, really, everyone that's a human form. There's been such division in this way from the very beginning that you yourself have had to decide, am I this, us, or them? So now you are this one. So when you say you are able to love easily, the ones that look like you, they act like you, they do go in the same place as you, have created division over here where there's that it's difficult to commingle for some. You are one of these. You are one of these because at the small age, the relationship that you witnessed as a small child was not cohesive. It was, do you understand this?
Yes.
Yes, it was not cohesive. So you learned, that's the bad guy, that's the good girl. That's just something that's back in the back of your brain somewhere. So that itself needs to come forward. Just put it right here. Just say it, not here, we don't mean this. Well, in your private space, say this thing to yourself, whatever way you wish to say it, that was truth, your truth when you were a little one. He is the bad guy, she is the good girl. I wish to follow her. Oh, I see this is not exactly correct. You will use your own words for this. You use your own words for this and just state it. You see, what we have spoken of here is that there is great judgment placed on sentences, feelings, all of this, and it's the judgment that slows down the healing. It's the judgment of it that's the answer, because it doesn't matter what you do. You can spit on someone, you can hug someone, you can knock them down, whatever it is, it's the judgment of the behavior that slows down the healing energy and therefore slows down your evolution into the light, we would say, since we're using these terms here. So it's a non-judgment statement. This is the good, this is the bad. And just write it down as if you have no feeling. There are going to be a lot of feelings evoked here. There'll be sadness, anger, a whole bunch of things. You might have someone else who can hold you while you say all these. I hate this, I love that, this is awful, this is really good. All of this healing, just put it all out there. Then take your hands off of it, because it's the holding it in, you see, it's the judgment of it that slows down what you seek most, which is to follow the light. This is what you seek. This is what not just you, but all of you seek, to follow the light that leads you home. This is what you're really all after. You're all trying to get home, and believe it or not, as soon as you get home, you can't wait to get back to this place. So you're rushing to home, you're rushing to earth. You rush to home, you rush to earth. It's this sort of seeking love at all expenses. You're love seekers. You're like a heat missile. You go towards where you think the love is. And this is why you are adored by the universe, because you always seek out the love, no matter where you think it is, which is funny because it's not anywhere. You travel with it. It comes with you. You are love. So you're taking it there, you're taking it here, and yet you think something in the action is going to cause it to come about more quickly. So with you specifically, write them down, get it all out, put it all there, just leave it. Just leave it. Then you'll start to notice there is no difference between us and them. They're all love beings. They just have different frameworks. They're just different looking, but they are really all the same. There's no absolute difference between any of the human beings on your earth. This is a big statement. Humans don't like to hear this, but you're all the same, whether you're good, bad, ugly, everything. You're all the same. And we will tell you why you're the same, because that's a very argumentative point we are saying. You're all the same because you come from a place of love. We call it the universe of love, or your home. And you decide to say, I think I'll go down there and try to remind them what love is like. Because I'm very good at love. I'm here in love and it's easy. I'm going to go down there. So you rush down to earth. And it's only your experience here that messes you up. So you yourself, every being that there is a love holder. So you come to earth intact. You are fully love, barely in a physical form. So you all come this way. That's why you're not better or worse, and that your experience in the middle that causes you discord and everything else. And then in the end, when you're rushing back, you remember, oh yes, I'm just straight love. That's all. All that experience was just for fun and games, and to see what I could remember, really. So how does this sit with you, this information?
Interesting, lots to think about.
Yes. The important thing is that you are love, and when you get the mess away, it's your vision, really. When you get this clogged mud off your face, you'll realize that every being that you meet is you. So they are just mirrors, really. So as you love yourself, and you get this away and look in your own mirror at your own eyes, and you love yourself, you love what you see, you tear up with your face and you stare at yourself in the mirror. That's the way it is with each being. And really, after a while, you can't tell if they're what they are, what species, what being they are. All you see is yourself, another love self looking at you straight in the eyeballs. It's a miracle. But in order for you to get to that, the other garbage has to be sort of cleared away. And with your particular garbage, you will need some support, perhaps, with that. All right. Let us do Namaste together. Namaste. We will complete our time together. We will remind you once more that this is an energetic exchange that you have brought about to remind yourself that the universe is always listening to your every thought, your plea, your prayers, some people call them. Everything you put out is heard and lovingly gathered and brought back to you in the most beautiful way that it's able to be presented. So this is important for you to understand. All right. We'll do Namaste together to close our time here. Namaste. Okay.